let's get stuck right in. So as I said, this is week 2. It's finance, and we're looking at personal pay slips. All right, something that you guys all going to experience when you get a job one day. Personal pay slips, and when you get one of these, you're going to interrogate it and investigate it and make sure that you're getting all the money that you deserve in your job. All right, so this is the pay slip we're going to be looking at tonight. There's a lot happening here. Before we even look at the questions, as usual, when we get a table like this or a spreadsheet or a diagram, we need to interrogate it and look at it, investigate, and understand exactly what they are trying to say here. There's a lot of information, and they can ask questions on any of this. Okay, so here at the top, we have all the information. We have the employer of the company, then we have the employee's position, and the employee's date of birth. Okay, so that's just general information about the employee and the employer. This here is the pay date. All right. Now, this person's obviously getting paid at the end of the month, as a lot of people do. Some people get paid on the 25th. Some people get paid at the end. Some people get paid on the 15th of the month. All right. There's the usual dates that people get paid. All right. So this person is getting paid at the end of the month. It's July 2018. All right. Now, there is a cell here with the words gross salary. Okay. And there's no information in here, which means you guys are going to help me put information in there, and you're going to help me also put information in for deductions. Okay, we have letter M, which is obviously going to be asked. We have letter N, which is obviously going to be asked. And then if we go further down into this pay slip, on the left-hand side here, we have the earnings, all right? And on the right-hand side, we have deductions, okay? Your earnings is the money coming into you, and deductions are amounts that you have to pay. So before you even get this money in your bank account, they do all the calculations for you. They take your earnings on the left, and then they take your deductions, and they give you what is remaining. All right, so let's have a look at the earnings here for this person. He has a basic salary, okay? And then underneath there is a housing allowance. Now, the word allowance, I don't know if you guys get an allowance, but when we were small, we used to get this thing called pocket money. All right. And another word for pocket money is an allowance. So it's a little bit of money that you get given to do things that you need to do. So this company here, Tuzobato Construction Company, in their employment package, they've given this person a housing allowance, which is to help him either buy a house or rent a place. Okay. So that's also income that this person is going to get on top of his basic salary. So the basic salary is given according to the person's qualifications and the responsibilities. The housing allowance doesn't have anything to do with person's responsibilities or his qualifications. It's just a gift from the company. It's a benefit of working at this specific company. So it doesn't have anything to do with the person's qualifications or their job. All right, it's not part of the basic salary. It's on top of, it's like a gift from the company. Okay, so the person gets a housing allowance of 1,200 Rand. Right, let's have a look at the deductions now. In the deductions, we have income tax. All right. Unfortunately, in South Africa, if you work for a company or a business or an institution in this country, you will definitely be paying income tax. Now, this company that this person works for is paying his income tax for him. All right, that's usually what happens. The company works out the income tax for you and pays it on your behalf to who? Who does this company pay this income tax to? Anyone in chat? You just type in there, who is this income tax going to? Who they're paying this to? Every month this person's paying income tax. Where is it going? Who's it going to? You just type it in chat and let us know who do you think this income tax is going to? Government, government, government. Yes, specifically which branch of the government is it going to? SARS. Yama, well done. It's going to SARS. All right. The South African, very good, Rafilo. South African Revenue Service. So revenue is another word for tax. They collect all the taxes. So this company is paying this income tax for you to SARS. Okay, yes, it's SARS, South African Revenue Service. All right, so the income tax goes to SARS. The company's paying it for you. Then there is this thing called, in the second line here, a pension fund. Now, everyone should have a pension fund. And this company has set up a pension fund for this employee and is paying some money from this employee into the pension fund for them. All right. Now, sometimes companies will also pay some money into the pension fund. Okay. And it's usually that is also shown on a payslip. But this item here, all right, that we see here is your money coming off your salary as the employee going into the pension fund. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll add a pension item here on this side. All right, maybe let's say it's 800 Rand. That means that the company is giving you extra money towards your pension. So some companies do that. And they'll either add it here to the earnings side to say on top of your salary and the housing allowance, we're also going to give you 800 Rand towards your pension fund. So sometimes they show it on the left here under earnings, but sometimes they'll put it in a separate column to say this is the employee paid pension fund. And then they'll also write somewhere on the payslip the employer paid pension fund. So everyone pays a portion towards a pension fund. But this item here, as it stands on the salary slip right here, is the employee paying money from his salary to the pension fund. Okay. Then we have the third item here, which is the medical aid. Everyone should have a medical aid. Very important. And again, this is the company for the employee paying a portion of his salary towards a medical aid. Okay, so the company has set up a medical aid for them and said, if you work in this company, then this is the Medicaid that you will receive. So the company is taking some of the salary and paying it towards a pension fund for this employee. All right. Sometimes, again, the company will give you some money towards that. They will help you pay towards a medical aid. And then again, they might put it here on the left-hand side and then write it in. Okay. They could add it there under your earnings. So it's another extra that you might be able to get. But this person doesn't have that. The company is not paying towards their medical aid and they are not paying towards their pension by the looks of it. It's just the employee paying these things. Okay. All right. Now, the next three items you don't often see on a pay slip, but it can sometimes be there. Sometimes the company can help you set up some insurance policies. Now, this could be, it's most likely a death benefit insurance policy or a insurance policy for disability. So if you become disabled for some reason, you cannot work, then this insurance policy will help pay out some money for you. Okay, so this company has set up three insurance policy payments. It could be a death benefit, it could be disability insurance, or it could be normal insurance. For example, if you drive the company car, then you have to actually pay some insurance if you have an accident in the car. So that this could be one of the insurance policies as well. So this company has set these up for the employee and says, you know, we've set it up for you, but you have to pay it. All right. So they'll take it off your salary before you even get the remaining amounts in your bank accounts. All right. Then we have the last item here, which should be on every single pay slip. Okay. Everyone should have URF on their payslip. Can someone tell me? You can raise your hand and speak to us if you want. What does URF stand for? What does URF stand for? Very good.
That was so quick.
Good. All right. Letabo
took the hand down.
He took the hand down. Okay, he saw the answer there. All right. So yes, it's the unemployment insurance fund. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. You guys seem to know what it is. The unemployment insurance fund is also like an insurance policy, but it's the national government's insurance policy. Okay. So if something happens to you, again, if you become disabled or you become critically ill for some reason, or something happens to you that you cannot work. We're not talking about you feeling tired that day and you're not going to work. We're talking about a serious matter where you are unable to work. Maybe you hit your head and you're in a coma for 6 months. All right, you hit your head hard and you're in a coma in the hospital for 6 months and you cannot get to work, then you can apply to the government's unemployment insurance fund, and they will help give you a salary, a monthly salary every month while you are not able to work. Okay, so it's a requirement in this country to have UIF. Everyone should be paying UIF. It's a little bit of money. It's not that much. And it goes to an insurance fund, a national insurance fund, and you can apply to it. Very good. You guys know exactly what we're talking about. Excellent. Okay, so these are all the items on this payslip. I think we understand them now. All right. Let's have a look at the questions. All right. Before we get to the questions, there is a note here which says the medical aid portion is 5.676% of the basic salary. All right, that's going to come in handy just now. And sometimes in the exam, in a math-led exam, you will get notes like this at the bottom or the top. It's important to notice them. Okay. All right, here comes the first question. Explain the term gross income or gross salary. That word gross, that's what we're trying to understand here. Please, can someone raise your hand and tell me, what does the term gross salary or gross income mean? Anybody?
Somebody.
Somebody?
Anybody.
Anybody?
Somebody.
You want to raise their hand and talk to us and explain to us? Don't feel shy.
Latabo already has an answer for us in the chat saying it is the salary before deductions.
Okay, Latabo, well done. So it's the salary before deduction. So this basic salary here, all right, 30,021 rands and 25 cents. That salary there is the gross salary. All right, that's coming in before any deductions take place. All right, so that's the basic salary part. But now for this person, we also have very good, Wanga. This person, we also have a housing allowance. All right, a housing allowance. We're going to need to think about that as well. But that's what gross means. The gross means your income before any deductions take place. Okay, very good. Let me write this down. So I'm not going to say salary. I'm going to say income. Your income. In fact, let's be more specific. All right. It is your total income before deductions. Okay. And a lot of people like to boast about their gross salary. Like they say, oh, what's your salary? I'm getting this amount. And someone else says, oh, my gross salary is this amount. But they haven't really taken into account all the deductions happen. So you don't get your gross salary in your pocket. So you see this value here on your payslip, but that doesn't come into your bank accounts. All right. So it's a bit sad because it looks like a lot of money, but we haven't even accounted for deductions yet. Okay. All right, so just one more time, gross salary is your total income. There it is written there before deductions. Okay. All right, that's the first question we've done tonight. So there's the answer right there. Okay. Easy question, write down the name of the employee. We're not even going to take care of this one. It is written up here. Mr. Cavido is the employee and Tusabatu Construction Company is the employer. All right, so question 2 is nice and easy. We're not going to worry about that. I'll write the answer for you, Mr. Cavido, but it's a nice, easy question. Who can tell me how many marks question 2 will be for? How many marks will question 2 be for? Ah, lots of different numbers there. Okay. All right. So you guys all have the right idea, right? I'm seeing 1s and 2s. Okay. You need to remember that in a math literacy exam, you never, especially in the national matric paper, you're never, ever, ever going to see a 1-mark question. Ever, 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 ever. Giovante, we don't ever worry about spelling. Don't worry about that. You will never ever see a 1-mark question in your matric final exam. The most basic of basic questions, like this one, write down the name, will still be for 2 marks, which is fantastic. It's good news for you. All right. So even it's the most simple thing, like writing down a number that you see or writing down a word that you see, is still going to get you 2 marks, which is awesome news for us. Okay. Never ever will you see 1 mark in a national paper. All right. Now we get to the meat of this question. Number 3, calculate the values of M and N on the payslip. We need the values for M and N on the payslip. Let's do M first. All right. Don't worry about N for now. Let's do M for McDonald's first. All right. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys do this. I'm going to let you do this on your own. It's going to take a bit of time, but I'm going to let you do. I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to do this one. We need to work out M, this letter there, for the net salary. Okay, that's the salary after deductions have been taken off. But we can't though, can we? I'm just thinking we actually can't do that yet because we don't know what the total deductions are. Guys, we're going to actually have to do N first. We need to know what the medical aid is first. All right, let's do N first and then we can do M. Okay, I know M comes before N in the alphabet, but we need to do N first. We need all these values in the deductions first. So let's do N first, the medical aid portion. So you need to look down here at the note for medical aid, how to calculate medical aid. Let's calculate the N first, please. That's so interesting. The microwave is the first thing when electricity comes back on. For me, it's the fridge. It sounds like a V8 engine starting up. All right, so we're working out the medical aid N, this letter N here first, please. It's loud. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to make the noise and embarrass myself. All right, should take you about 2 minutes. This will be a 2 or 3 mark question. It shouldn't be that long. All right, there we go. We've got an answer there. Well done, Pumla. All right, I hope you guys are busy there, working it out.
Dale, aren't you just jealous of everyone who has electricity?
Yeah, see there people with lights on in their houses.
Yeah, mine just went off now.
All right, yeah, I'm very jealous, but we're used to it now, eh? Even though it makes us sad every single time the lights go out, it makes us sad. We're getting used to it now. All right, some answers are coming through. We'll give you 30 seconds, and then we're going to try this one. All right, we're still getting answers. Okay. All right, we're getting lots of answers here. Okay. Let's have a look at how we do this one. All right, Sonia, well done. Now, the medical aid in that we need to work out here relates to this note that we see at the bottom. It says the medical aid portion is 5.676 of the basic salary. Where's the basic salary? There it is there. Okay. So that's the basic salary value. So we need to work out 5.676 of that 30,021 Rand and 25 cents. And that is our medical aid portion. Now I'm going to do it on the side over here to the right of the payslip. And then I'm going to slip the number into this row. Okay. So 5.6% to show 5.6%, 5.676 over 100. All right. Okay, that's how we show 5.676%. That's how I do it. Some of you, I know, will actually type out 5.76, whoopsie, 676. And then I know what you'll do. You'll type in percentage sign there. All right, that's fine. That's fine. It's going to give you the same answer. Please be careful of typing in the percentage sign. As long as you know what calculation is happening when you do that. Okay, so on my screen that I've written down, that is what 5.676% looks like, okay, in fraction form. All right, just remember that. As long as you remember that when you're typing out the percent sign. So I'm going to type out the fraction, 5.676, and I'm going to go down and put in 100. And then I'm going to multiply this because the word of here, look down here at the bottom, 5.6% of basic salary. The word of always means times, okay? So I need to times this by the basic salary, and the basic salary is 30021. Let's move over a little bit, comma 25. All right, and we need an answer for this. Okay, get my calculator, get it to do the work for me, times 300 to 1.25. All right, there we go. Now I'm checking my number. We've got lots of decimals there, and I'm looking at the second decimal place. All right, let me make it stand out for you. So I'm looking here at the second decimal place, which is a 0. And I'm asking myself, this second decimal place here, will it change because of the 6 to the right of it? If it's 5 or more, it will change. So that second decimal 0 will become a 1. So this is going to be 1704,01. So 1704,01. Okay, well done. So 1704,01. All right, now our deductions column is complete. Okay, so now we're going to try and work out M. All right. Hi, Tiamo. Now we need to work out, are there any questions about this? Does anyone want me to go over this calculation one more time? If
I
you're
would
not
like her to go over the thing one more time.
Vuyela, all right.
Sure.
Okay, hold on a second. I'll do it one more time. Okay, let me rub this all out. It's just this calculation over Vuyela. All right,
Yes,
so we're just working out the medical aid. Okay, so to work out the medical aid, they tell us here at the bottom of the payslip, they say here, medical aid portion is 5.676% of a value. And the value is the basic salary value. So I look up in my payslip, and here is the basic salary. Okay, so it's 5.676% of that. All right. Now, say, for example, someone said to you, what's 15% of 90? Okay, how you do the calculation, you can either type out 15% on the calculator, or you can say that is 15 over 100 times 90. Am I right? So that's how you work out a percentage of a number. So we're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to take the percentage that they want us to use, which is 5.676. So I'm going to say 5.676 over 100. That's how we write a percentage times the basic salary. Okay, the basic salary amount is this 30,021 Rand 25. So I'm going to put that in here. So it's 30,021 Rand and 25. All right. Then I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to type the whole thing out. So it's a fraction 5.676 over 100, which is 5.676%. times the 30,021 Rand and 25 cents. Okay, so that's what you should have on your calculator. Now, in terms of rounding here, because you always have to round off to 2 decimal places. So looking at this decimal here, the second decimal is a 0. All right, whoopsie. Oh, apologies. Okay, so the second decimal here is the 0, and the 6 is to the right of it. Will that 6 change to 0? Yes, it will. The 0 will become a 1. Okay, so we're rounding that 0 up to 1. So it's 1704,01. Okay, so 1704,01. And that is what the medical aid portion is. So I'm just going to write it in here into my deductions column. Okay. All right, so that's medical aid portion is now paid. Sorry, not paid, calculated, and we can see it there in the deductions table. Now, we need to come, the questions here, we need to work out N, which you've just done, and then we also need to work out M, which is this letter at the top, which is the net salary. Now, if gross salary is the salary before deductions, then net salary is the salary after all the deductions, okay? Now, usually they will tell you what all your deductions are there, but I've hidden it because I actually want you guys to calculate this. And you could easily do the calculation with the gross salary and the deductions to get your net. But I've hidden it on purpose so that you guys can practice doing this. So I want you to work out the net salary, which is your gross salary minus deductions. Let me write that out for you. Okay, so net salary equals your gross salary minus deductions. Okay, so we need to find out all the deductions, okay? All the deductions are written out here, but we need to find a value for that. So I suggest you find that value and then put it in here into this little formula, put the gross salary in to work out your net salary. Okay, I'll give you guys about 2 minutes to do this. Be careful putting all those numbers in because there's lots of numbers. There's a chance for human error. Remember, the more numbers you type in, the higher the chance for human error. Okay, so just be careful. Sure, come on. As usual, fast with the fingers. The speed is fantastic.
But is the quality good?
I hope the quality is good. All right, there's Yamo again as well. Fast fingers. Good speed, guys. I hope the quality is good. All right. Kazimuzo. Yeah, Formula, they are fast. Don't worry, we're used to it by now. Okay, it's best just to ignore those guys. They're very, very fast with their fingers. You do your thing and don't worry about what they're doing. And then make sure that your answer, I'm going to go over it myself and you make sure your answer is the same. Okay, so don't worry about them. It's not about speed here. All right, you do the calculations on your own and then check when we do the answer. Okay. Oh, see there, Atlechang is, it looks like a copy paste there. Pabalo, is it Pabalo?
It's been a while.
Yo, Pabalo, it's been a while. Welcome back.
Personally, I did.
I didn't. The group is growing. We've got 2 now. Do we always have 2? I never knew we always had 2.
I think the other Tiamo joined recently.
Yeah.
And then regular Tiamo was just quiet today.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. All right. All that I'm there. Good job, Tabo. All right, we'll give you 30 seconds and then we're going to start this one.
No, we would get bored.
Thank you, Bokhang. Okay. All right, let's have a look. Okay. So for deductions, I'm not going to write out the whole sum. I'm not going to say 4,336.90 cents plus 2,251.59 plus. I'm not going to write the whole sum out. I'm just going to assume that you all know we need to add all of these values. Okay, I'm not going to write that all out. Okay, I'm just going to write the deductions over here. We'll just write the deductions value underneath here. Okay, we know the gross salary. Oh, in fact, we don't even know the gross salary. All right, if we go back up here to the pay slip, the question you need to ask yourself, is the gross salary just the basic salary or is it the housing allowance as well? That's what you need to ask yourselves. And if it is, does it actually make a difference if we don't add the housing allowance in? It does make a difference. All right, so all this money coming in is gross, okay? And all these things going out, deductions, will reduce the gross. Okay, so we're going to actually have to put the gross value in. I'll put them up here in the table so we can all see them. All right, so let's work out the gross first. Okay, so the gross is, let me take this big screen away. The gross is 30,021.25. Okay, and we're going to add on the housing allowance. So I'm adding this on now. For those that are asking, I can hear in your heads you asking why I'm doing this, because this is all the money that this person is receiving. All right. Sometimes the housing allowance is actually incorporated into the salary. Sometimes it's a separate item on the pay slip, but this is all the money that this person is receiving. Okay. If there were no deductions, this person would receive these two values added together. Okay, so if there were no deductions here on the right-hand side, this person would receive 31,221 Rand and 25 cents. That would be their gross, okay? Whether the salary is split up into basic and housing and medical aid and pension doesn't really matter. So altogether, this person is receiving 31,221.25. 31,221 and 25. All right, so that's the gross. And now we're going to work out all the deductions. So we're going to take all these values here in the right-hand side column, and we're going to add them up. All right, it takes a little bit of time. So just bear with me, but we've got to do it carefully. So 36.90 plus 2251.59. Your fingers are definitely faster than mine. 1704. 0.01. I'm just trying to be careful because I know writing all these things down, sometimes human error creeps in. So 192.70 plus 141.95 plus 300.21. All right, I think that's all correct. We should get a total deductions of 9572.59. 9572.59. So 9572 and 59 cents. Okay. So you guys check. Latava, sorry, I will zoom out a little bit. I just don't want the writing to be too small for everyone. Oh, that's too much. Okay, hopefully that helps. Okay, I hope you guys can all see. Some people are on their phones, so it makes it very small. Just let me know if you can't see, guys, and I'll zoom back in again, but this is fine for now. All right, so total deduction is 9572.59. Okay, so if I look at your values and you're checking your values there we go. We're all getting the same value. Good. All right. So now we've got the gross and we've got the deductions. Now we can work out the net salary. Okay. So the net salary, I'll do in a red here on the right-hand side. So the net is equal to the gross, which is 31,221.25 minus, whoopsie, over too much, minus the 9,572 and 59 cents. Okay, so this will give us a net salary. All right. So I'm going to do this on my calculator. So 31,221.25, and I need to minus 9,572.59. There we go. All right. So there's our final net salary. 21,648 and 60 cents. 21648.66. 21648 and 66 cents. Okay. So I hope you guys they were all done. Good job. I hope you guys see that value and you're checking your value and you're checking the calculations. Good job. You all seem to do pretty well. Are there any well done, Sonia. That's the most important thing about learning is being able to correct any mistakes that you made and see where you go wrong. Okay. I think it might be, if anything, the gross salary value that you used. So this gross salary, you might only have used the basic. Some people might only have used the basic, but the gross salary is all the money coming in minus, and the net is all the money coming in minus all the money going out will give you the net. Okay, good stuff. It's good that you guys notice your mistakes. That is learning. That is learning in its purest form. Seeing a mistake and correcting it, understanding where you went wrong, that is learning. Okay, well done. All right, let's move on. Let's see what other questions I have. Right, question number 4 says, what percentage of his basic salary was paid towards pension fund contribution? All right, so the company obviously said the value that we're paying for you to your pension fund is a certain percentage of your basic salary. How are we going to determine what that percentage is? So we need the basic salary value and we need the pension fund value, and you guys need to use those two values to work out what percentage of the basic salary is the pension fund value. So you need to work out a percentage. All right, I'll give you a couple of minutes to do this, and then that'll be our final question for tonight. I bet you we're going to get answers popping up very soon. These people have fast fingers. Pumla, don't worry about it. These people have fast fingers. You just do your thing.
Any second now, something will be popping up.
Something will be popping up. If at any point, guys, you don't understand what we're doing, remember, you raise your hand and we can unmute you and you can ask a question. All right? It's just like a normal class. You're allowed to ask questions. It's not a TV show. All right, we are working out question number 4 at the bottom here. What percentage of the basic salary, which is highlighted in green, that value there, was paid towards the pension fund, which is highlighted there? So how much of the basic salary as a percentage is the pension fund? So work out the pension fund of the basic salary as a percentage. Okay, I'll zoom in a little bit. Some people are using phones and they can't see the values. All right, I hope that helps. Okay, so there you can see the basic salary value and the pension fund value. All right, we got numbers popping up, all kinds of different numbers. Excellent. There we go, Pumla. Well done. All right, we got numbers popping up. All right, Dave's got a value there too. All right, looks like, oh, we got a different value. I love it when we get different values. So interesting. People are using different methods and different reasons for their methods. It's fantastic. All right, we've got different values coming up. I'll give you a few more minutes. Oh, interesting. I love seeing all these different numbers. Okay, all right, we've got lots of different values. I'm seeing whole numbers as percentages. There's Latabo with an answer and a laughing face. Okay. All right, let's have a look and see. Let's see what you guys are getting and let's see how we do this. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All right, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit to create some space. So I'm going to do it in blue here underneath question 4. So what percentage of the basic salary was the pension fund contribution? All right, so when we work out a percentage, we need a fraction. And the number that we're trying to work a percentage out of is going to be the big one underneath here. So this is going to be 30,021 Rand and 25 cents. That must go underneath. And we want to know how much is the pension fund of this. All right, so the pension fund value must be on the top. Okay. And then to work out a percentage, we need to multiply this by 100. All right, let's see what we get. All right, so 2251.59, and underneath we have 30021.25. Okay, and then I need to do times 100 to get a percentage. Let's see what we get. Ah, very interesting. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got a value there, decimal value. You can look at the calculator, you can look at this little window here, it's up to you. Let's see if it shrinks a little bit. All right, that's a bit better. So we've got 7,499,875. All right, very interesting. So what we're going to do, in fact, I'm going to write this out here. So 7,499,875. 7,499,875. I've left off the last two numbers, but they're not going to make a difference. We need to round this off, okay, to 2 decimal places always. Unless the question says something else, you're always rounding off to 2 decimal places. So we need to look at the second decimal here and ask ourselves, will it change? Well, the number next to it is a 9, so yes, it will change, okay? So this is our funny equal sign, which says approximately equal to, because you're rounding off, so 7 comma. Now the 9 to the right of our second decimal will change the second 9 to a 10, so that'll become a 0, and the 1 will go on to the 4, so that will be a 5. So it'll become 50, won't it? Okay, so this is what our final answer is for the percentage. All right. Are there any questions about this? All right, any questions? Those people that are getting 13%, I wonder what happened. 13 is double 7,5. So I wonder why you guys are getting a double. Either you doubling the bottom number or you doubling the top number. I think you're doubling the pension fund value to get 13, because 7.5 doubled. Yeah, Giovanni, you don't have to write that 0. So that 0, that second decimal 0 there is like a placeholder. Okay. It's not absolutely compulsory. The instruction in the exam does say round off to 2 decimal places. So I always show the second decimal, even if it is a 0. If you write 7,5, you see the problem with just writing 7,5 is someone might think, if the answer was 7,51 and you just showed 7,5, you would be inaccurate. All right. But because this is 7,50, it won't make a big deal. It's not going to make a big deal. Okay. But try and show all the decimals, even if this is 0. But I don't think you're going to get marked wrong, Giovanni. Okay. So don't worry too much about it. All right. Okay, I'll do this one again one more time. We don't have much time left, so I'll be quick. I'm not going to rewrite it. But by the way, we have no more questions, but you're going to get the quiz link very soon. All right, so stay with us. Don't run off. All right, so one more time, we're going to look here. So we wanted to work out what percentage of the basic salary. So you see the word of here. Okay. Of is next to basic salary. So basic salary needs to be at the bottom of your fraction. Okay. And then they're saying what percentage of basic salary is pension fund. Okay. So we need to put the pension fund on top here. And then we need to get a percentage. So we are multiplying by 100 to get a percentage. Okay. We get this long decimal value here. And we rounded the second 9 up because the 9 next to it made it go up to a 10. So we rounded the second 9 up. So instead of 7,49, it becomes 7,50%. All right. Okay, yes, the lesson went very, very quick.